Okay, so today we are going to discuss the new topic that is called GL, General Ledger. Here we need to understand what is GL, what does it do, why we use as a business or as a company, why we use GL, okay, and what are the different functionalities associated with the GL. See, General Ledger is mostly used to record the day-to-day transaction of the company. Okay, it is like a data records. It contains the information that controls how the data is entered into the GL account and how that account is managed. In which currency we post the transaction. Let's say we purchase any product. In that cases, we need to create a purchase GL account, and whatever the payment or whatever the invoice amount that we need to record in a particular GL. So it controls the posting of the account transaction to the GL. So if you purchase anything, you need to create one purchase account for that purchase GL account. So all these purchases or sales or any internal transactions within the company will be recorded in the GL. So why we record the GL? Why all the transaction we record it? We record it for reporting purpose. That is for reporting. At the end of the year, every company or every business, they generate the financial statements, right? Irrespective of the nature of the company, all the companies generate the financial statement. So financial statement is just a report which contain all your balance sheet items, PL items, and this financial statement is used for your external reporting purpose. External reporting purpose. External reporting means what? Whatever your transaction you have done in that particular financial year, that should be reported to the government, external report or external agencies like your government, federal government, central government, government of that particular country where you do the business, as well as the shareholders. In your company, maybe some other people, they have invested their capital in your company. That is called stockholder or shareholders. Okay, so you can show your financial statement to the government and shareholder so that they will know, okay, your company is going in the right direction or doing some profits. So this is the relevance of the GL account. Without GL account, neither you will be able to create the financial statement or generate any reports. That is why GL is mandatory in every transactions as well as or posting activities. Now, whatever the GL you are going to create, that will be created in the form of master records. That will be created in the form of master records. That is called GL master records or master data, you can say. Master data means the pool of data. All the related information in of the GL, it will be stored in a pool account, in a centralized form. Okay. So GL act as the primary record to maintain all your accounting details and like all your customer transaction, vendor transaction, any internal company transactions. For that, GL master data is required. That means you need to create every GL account, each transaction specific GL account. For purchases GL account you need to create. For sales specific GL account you need to create. For internal transaction of company, those transaction specific GL you need to create. So all the GL will be remain in the form of master records. Now we are going to discuss the first master records and what are the structure of it and how to create that. So structure of the GL master. Structure means how the GL master is designed or developed in the SAP system. Now let's say this is my GL account. Every GL has its number, okay, account number. Every GL consists of two segments. The first one is, this one is known as chart of account segment, chart of account. And the second one is known as company code segment. Interview, they ask, okay, tell me what is the, or explain me the structure of GL, or tell me what are the different segments of GL. These are the two segments. Now, what is that? Chart of account segment of the GL will be applicable in the client level. Client level means the information in the chart of account segment of the GL is valid for all the company code. That means information which is there in this segment, it will be available for all the company code. For example, let's say I have a company. This is my company headquarters. Let's say my company is situated in New Delhi. And this company has two company codes. One company code is in, you may have multiple company code within the same country, or maybe in this scenario, let's say this is my company code. In India, this is one of the company code, and another company code is in, let's say, US. So as a company, I am doing the business in India as well as US. So India company code will use the same GL account. They will use the same GL account. Every GL account is a number, okay? A particular number will be there. Let's say this is my GL account number. So, and also your company code, which is in US, they also use the same GL account. So whatever the information the chart of account content, it will be applicable for India as well as US. How? When you create it, that we'll discuss it. So that is, you must first create, that means you must first create the master record, GL master record in the chart of account segment before you create the GL account in the company code segment. Okay, so that is the client level and it is applicable to all the company codes. For example, what are the information the chart of account contain? First, it will contain the name of the GL. GL name will remain same for India as well as US. Under which account group the GL is created, the account group. Account group will discuss, and the GL number, GL code or GL number. These three things the chart of account contains. And these three things will be applicable for all the company code within that same company, irrespective of their locations. Now, next one is, this chart of account also contains the data that controls how a GL account is created in the company code specific area. Okay. So all this company code use the same chart of account in the GL. What is chart of account and all that we'll discuss it. Now I'll go to the company code segment. Company code segment is this particular segment of the specific to the company code, and the information that company code segment contains, it is not same for all the company code. It is specific to the company code. For example, India as a company code, if in company code you do the transaction, you automatically do the transaction in INR, Indian rupees, because the company code is located in India. In USD, company code is located in US, and they are using USD, US dollar, as a local currency, right? So this is the area specific to the company code, and it contains what information? The information that can be different for each company code. For example, the currency, and for example, the fiscal year. That is your financial year. Indian financial year is April to March, but US financial year is fiscal year. That is your January to December, like that. Okay. In US company code, they started using the 2023 financial year. So in US, 2023 financial year already started. But in our case, we are still in 2022 financial year, and it will be continue up to 31st of March. Now, coming to the GL account, it can be created in 3 different ways. Let's say if you create a GL account, you have the option to only create by maintaining the chart of account segment, or by maintaining the company code segment. If you maintain the chart of account segment, you create a GL by maintaining a chart of account segment, then in that cases you can use the transaction code FSP0. Or else, if you create the GL account only by maintaining company code, not chart of account, in that case you can use the transaction code FSS0. Okay. But in here, in a training session, we need to create the GL account centrally. Centrally means all the 2 segments and their information will be maintained simultaneously. Okay. That means you need to maintain the chart of account segment as well as company code segment, and you need to create it centrally. To create the GL centrally, we use FS00. And at least remember this T code to create the GL. Okay. Centrally means all your chart of account information, company code information, all those information will be centrally located. Now, to create the GL account, actually in the real time, in a project environment, while you work in a particular project, usually master data will not be created by consultant people. As a FICO consultant, you don't have to create the GL master. It is created by your power user people, that is your company people, right? But sometimes you may create it. If the company says no, you people create, then in that cases you may create it. But that is a separate process. That means GL we don't create, we can upload it. Like a particular company currently using some non-SAP software, all the GL will be there in the non-SAP software, right? And they are implementing SAP software right now. So what we can do, instead of creating all the GL in SAP, we just upload, we transfer all the GL which is present in the legacy system, that is non-SAP system, to the SAP system directly. Okay? We can upload it. But we should know as a consultant how to create the GL. That is why this session is for. Okay. Now, since the master data is created by user people, GL creation, but GL creation cannot be done, or it cannot be executed in the system unless as a consultant you need to do some special settings in the system. So some backend settings need to be set in the system so that the user people can create the GL. Without these settings, no user able to create the GL accounts, right? So let's understand the configuration of GL account. Configuration activities done by your consultant people. Configuration of GL. In the configuration GL, there are certain things you need to configure. First, you need to understand the chart of account. and the transaction code is OB13. There are various ways you can create the chart of account, but we are learning the simplest way, and in later stages we'll understand other ways as well. So this chart of account, first we need to understand what is chart of account. Okay, say chart of account is nothing but the list of GL account. List of GL account. In a company, in a mid-sized company, around 500 GL accounts will be there. But in SAP system, GL account can't remain independent. It will be always linked with the company code or chart of account, as we have mentioned here. Okay, GL account is created with reference to this chart of account or company code. That is why chart of account is nothing but it contains the list of GL account, and it provides a framework for recording the values to ensure whatever the transaction or accounting data, it should remain in an orderly manner. Okay, and you can say it is the list of GL accounts that are used to meet the daily needs of the operating country legal requirements. So when you create any reports, GL report, it will be created with a reference to the chart of account. That means it helps in reporting purpose also. It helps in GL reporting as well. Okay. And all your financial transactions in SAP are stored in the form of document actually. Okay. And these documents are classified into various GL accounts for easy reporting purpose. Okay. So chart of account, if you have a multiple company code, irrespective of the location, they use the same chart of account. For company code specific, let's say you don't have to create one chart of account for India company code, another chart of account for US company code, not that. That is not how it works. Okay. All the company code will be used in the same chart of account. That you need to remember this. Now, second one is we have three types of chart of accounts are there, especially. So, what are the three types of chart of accounts? The first one is known as operating chart of account. Operating chart of account. Second one is known as country specific chart of account. And the third one is known as group chart of account. So what is this operating chart of accounts? Operating chart of account is nothing but it is used for daily day-to-day business transaction purpose. Whatever the transaction happens in any company code, all the transaction posting done in the operating chart of account. So it is a mandatory and it is used for day-to-day posting. That is your daily posting activities, and it is mandatory. Mandatory means it is required. Okay, without which you will not able to post any transaction. Okay. Country specific chart of account means it is used as per your legal requirement. Legal requirement of the company. Legal requirement of a country. What is that legal requirement of a country? I'll take this example, let's say company. Okay. Consider a scenario. Okay, this company headquarter, that is your parent company. Okay, it is in New Delhi, and company by default using the currency INR, Indian rupees, since it is located in India. So it will abide the rules and regulation of central government of India, right? Now, one company code is in India, other company code is in US under this company. So this company does the business in India as well as your US. So when the company code India, whatever their transaction they do, they by default create the does the transaction in INR, and your financial statement will be generated in INR, in Indian company code. And Indian company code will generate the financial statement and report to the Indian government in INR only. So this financial statement will go to your parent company. Okay. But what about the US? US company code does the business in USD, because this company code has to obey the rules and regulation of the US federal government or US stock exchange. So they generate the financial statement in USD. But if the parent company asks the financial statement of US financial statement, US company code do not send the financial statement in USD. It should send the financial statement in INR by converting it. That is why this US company code will use minimum 2 chart of accounts. One for its daily reporting purpose, that is your operational chart of account or operating chart of account. And second, for operating chart of account, you are using for daily transactions. And for reporting purpose, because this company code reports the financial statement to the US government, that is why apart from the operating chart of account, it will use that is a country specific chart of account, that is country chart of account. Okay, but India company code you will not use country chart of account, because by default it is using the INR, Indian rupees. So that is why it is country specific chart of account. It is required as per your legal specification of a country. Okay, so that is why the US company code may use 2 chart of accounts, but that is not a mandatory. It is optional. Why? Because it is depend upon the location of that company code. Now another one is group chart of account. Group chart of account is used only for grouping purpose. That is called consolidation. Consolidation purpose. Consolidation means grouping. So what is grouping? Let's see this particular example. India company code, they generate the financial statement, sent to the company, parent company. US company code also generate the financial statement, sent to the company. Okay, parent company. Because parent company asked, they will send one copy to its own country government and another one is to the Indian company. So these 2 statement, the company got it. If the company wants to show the statement, 2 statement, by merging them into one, so they group the 2 statement, make it as a one. They can do it, or else they can show it separately also. That's not a problem. So for grouping, if the company wants to group together, merge or consolidate together, for that group chart of account is required. Okay. So these are the 3, but group chart of account, again, it is optional. It's not mandatory. So only daily posting activities, that is your operational chart of account or operating chart of account. That is the mandatory chart of accounts that you will be using. And for chart of account, you need to create the chart of account. After creating the chart of account, the chart of account has to be linked to the company code, India company code, or any other company code that you have created. Okay. So second activities that you do is you need to assign the chart of accounts to the company code. Assign the chart of account company code, and transaction code is OB62. This is the second activities that I want to do it. Two configuration you do. Now next configuration, third configuration will be that is called account group. So what is this account group? Let's understand that. Account group transaction code is OBD4. So let's discuss what is account group, and then we'll configure it. See, account group is nothing but it's a grouping of several accounts. If you have a lot of accounts are there in a particular similar accounts, then you can group together so that a report will be generated easily. Group wise report can be generated, right? So to organize a large number of GL account in a company, as I said earlier, maybe 500, 600, or sometimes 1000 GLs may be there under a company. So to organize a large number of GL accounts and their presentations, we will group together the GL account through the account groups. And the account group is nothing but it's a classifying features. It's like how you classify the document, how you classify the transactions. So it's a classifying features within the GL account master that controls the creation of master. So creation of GL, whatever, whenever you create the GL account, you need to put it under which account group you are going to create that GL. That is also important for account GL creation. And account group determines many things. It determines the group in which GL account will be created. Okay. So the first thing it determines the group for which the GL account should be or must be created. That is one thing. First, it will describe. What are the groups in our SAP system? Especially, there are two groups. Mainly, there are two groups. But for the training purpose, I'll create 4 groups so that it will be easy for us to understand and for our report generation as well. However, in a real time in company, you can create a multiple groups, but irrespective of any group you create, those will be under a 2 groups, 2 main groups. What are those groups? The GL account group, the first one is every company has a lot of assets, right? So asset related transactions, we need asset GL account. That is why we need to create one asset account, asset group. Is the asset group. And second one is another group will create that is called liability group. All the liability related transaction. Let's say, for example, as a business, you have taken some business loan from some bank. So loans comes under your liabilities category. Liability, okay? Or you have some debt or some kind of liability which is on the company. Company has to pay those things. So that those transaction, to support this transaction, we need to create the GL account group under liability group. And the third one will be, we have another group, all are revenues. As a company, if you sell the product or services, then you revenue or income account we have. Income group we need to create. And the fourth one is expenses group. So these are the 4 group we are going to create it, expenses. All your expenditure related transaction. So if you have hundreds of assets in a company, you can create hundreds of asset GL account. If you have multiple liabilities, you can create a multiple liabilities account. And if you create all the income, different source of income transactions, so several income related transactions, GL account will be created. And your expenses, whatever your expenses as a company, all this each expenses related transaction, you need to create separate GL account. But irrespective of these groups belongs to two groups actually. Asset liability comes under a balance sheet item. This is a principal main heads of account. This comes under your balance sheet. And income and expenses comes under your PL, profit and loss statement accounts. These are the fundamental things that you should know. Profit and loss statement. These are the two groups. We are going to create these four and then we'll link these two for our reporting purpose. So these four groups we need to create. That is what it says. The GL account group is not which controls the group for which GL account must be created. So under assets, we may have several asset account we need to create. Or liabilities, several liabilities accounts, income and expenses. So that brings us to next thing that the account group control, that is called your in which number interval the account must be. In which number interval the GL account must be created. Okay. The account means GL account. Account number must be created with. This is the second thing that the account group control. So account group control the number ranges also. What is this number ranges? For example, let's say I have hundreds of assets account. What I'll do is I'll give some number ranges in the system. Let's say I'll put it as a, let's say 100 to 199. All these account groups, that is 100 to 199, that means total 100 accounts can be created under this asset. Okay, I'm just giving an example, but the number ranges, which number ranges will be given, that is decided by the business power user people. They will tell you, and as a consultant you need to configure. As a liability groups, let's say I'll take it as a 200 to 299. I'm taking 100 accounts in each group. You can take more account also. Depends upon your requirement. Under income, you can take 300 to 399. And our expenses, I'll take it as a 400 to 499. Any number range you can take. That's not a problem. Okay, I have taken 3 character here. 100. These are all 3 characters, right? But you can take 4 character, 5 characters, 6 character, 7 character, 8 character, up to 10 character is the maximum. So any GL account in SAP system is maximum 10 character. Okay. 10 character means if you take it as asset as a 10 character, and in one series you put 1 and 9 times 0. Like this. This is the GL account. But I have taken a small, so it will be easy for us to understand it. So this is called the account group, that is also controlled. This number ranges is also controlled by the account group. So account group control what account groups it should be, which number ranges interval. Okay, and also third one, it controls which fields the entry screen. That means in a GL account there are several fields are there. That is called field status. Field status that we have discussed in the global settings. In the GL, several fields are there. As per our reporting requirement, we may make a particular fields mandatory or optional, or we can hide this field if we are not using that, or you can make it as a display. Those things controlled by the field status. When you do the transaction, uh, then I'll show you how that field status controlled. Okay, just a second. How field status works. Field status. So these three things the account group controls actually. Okay. So now we have a concept of chart of account. Then we need to assign the chart of account to the company code, account group, all these things as a consultant you need to do. Now next one is, this one is third. Fourth one is another concept that is known as retained earning account. Retained earning account. Retained earning account is a GL account. It is a special GL actually. It is a control account. Transaction code is OB53. What does it do? Retained earning account. Okay, it is used to carry forward the balance from one fiscal year to the next fiscal year. Okay, for example, let's say all your asset and liabilities balance, whatever the balance, at the end of the year, when you generate the balance, your financial statement under balance sheet, whatever balance, it will be automatically carry forward from 2022 financial year to 2023 financial year. That is called carry forward. Or not automatically, we can run any particular carry forward program. Okay. So it will be, that balance will be carry forward from one financial year to the next financial year for balance sheet. But what about the income and expenses? Whatever your profit balance, okay, at the end of the year, it will not directly carry forward from one financial year to next financial year. Okay, it will directly go to retained earning account. That means I'm talking about PL, that is your income, that is profit balance. Okay, it will go to your retained earning account. Again, retained earning account carry forward that balance separately from your source financial year to the target financial year, 2022 to 2023, or your 2022 financial year to your subsequent financial year 2023. So retained earning account carry for the profit balance from one financial year to. So that is why this setting is required. Okay. So these three things you need to do it in the SAP system. And our liability series profit retained earning account is it is a GL account, it's a liability account, it's a balance sheet. Okay. Balance sheet account. Especially we create this account under liability group. Liability group. Under this group. Okay. I'll create with the help of this 200 number. Now first I'll configure all these things. Chart of accounts, assign account groups, and retain earning account. After configuration, then we'll go to the creation of GL account here, FS00. Okay, this is the creation of GL account. That is end user job. So both the consultant and end user job, so we are going to do it. This is the creation, that is your user job. Configuration is for consultant job. So first chart of accounts, let's log into the system and do it. So these transaction codes are also mentioned. You can directly go through the transaction code. I'll first use the transaction code, then I'll show you the path. Okay. So first I'll create the chart of account OB13. Enter, go to new entry and create the operating chart of account. I'll not create the country specific and group chart account. That is not required for me because my company and company code are in the same country, India. So when we will create the new international company code, at that time we'll discuss the country specific chart of account and group chart of accounts. So I'll use this chart of accounts what is our SUNI, right? SAON1. I'm using the same ID everywhere so that I can remember. I'll put chart of account for Sony Enterprise and maintenance language. In which language the GL account should be created? English. Length of the GL account is maximum 10 character. If you put the 3 character, since you are going to create in 3 character, you can put 3 here also. But in future, maybe GL account will be increased. So I'll just put it maximum 10. Okay. Other things I will discuss later on. What is this controlling integration, consolidation, group chart of account not creating. All those things we'll discuss later. Just save it. Go to one request, find your request number on the enterprise and enter. So your chart of account has been created. Go back. Again back. Next one is assign the chart of account to the company code, right? OB62 transaction code, OB62, enter. Go to position and find your company code. SON1, this is my company code here. And chart of account, that is your operating chart of account is SON1, same ID. This is country specific chart of account that I have not created. Save it because that is not required for me because my company is in same country. Go back. So this assignment is done. Now let us create the account group. OBD4, I will create the 4 account group: asset, liability, and income expenses. So OBD4 is the transaction code. Go to the new entry. Now you put the chart of accounts. I will create 4 groups under this chart of account. So all the groups are linked to the chart of account itself. Okay. So 4 groups I will create. One is asset. Asset group, actually in a short form, you write like ASST, asset. Liability is LIAB. Income, INCO. Expenses, EXPN. And here give the narration. Asset account for the enterprise. Okay. So this one is liability account. This is your income. And this is your expenses. Expenditure account. Okay. Now put the number ranges also. Asset number ranges I have mentioned here as 100 to 199. So put 100 to 199. Liability 200 to 299. 300 to, that is income, 399. And this one is 400 to 499. So as a consultant, these things you need to do, save it. Go back. So that has been created. Again, go back. Now next, so your groups and number ranges is created. Now you set up the retained earning account. Okay, 4th. So retained earning account OB53 transaction code OB53. 53, enter. So return earning account is a GL account itself. So it is asking under which chart of accounts the return earning account should be created. For the chart of account, enter. Always PL and statement, you put X. X is a key which help in posting the profit balance to your return earning account. So I have not created any GL account so far. Okay. However, I'll just put this return earning account 200 here. 200 why? Because return earning account is a liability account actually. So see, liability is 200 series. First series I put 200 here. In future, I'll create that return earning account while creating that GL. Okay. So I'll just put it. If you click enter, it will give first a warning message saying that your account, which is 200, not created in the chart of account. I have not created so far. Again, you enter, then save it. Okay. So once you create, then you will create it. Return earning account in the local term, the GL name should be, that is called a reserve and surplus account, the name of this return. Return earning is a technical name. But when you create that GL, we'll name it as a reserve and surplus account. That is called. And remember, return earning account is a special account. Your day-to-day posting will not happen in the return earning. It is only used at the year end to carry forward the balance from one fiscal year to the next fiscal year. So it is not used for your day-to-day posting of transaction or something. So it is a control or special account. So this setting is done. Now I am going to create the GL account. That is the end user activity. These are the consultant activities. So I have done it through the account transaction codes, but I'll show you the path as well so that you remember. SPRO. Anything as a consultant you do, go to the SPRO. Reference ING. Financial accounting. General ledger accounting. GL accounts. Just a second. So here, GL accounts, master data, preparations, edit chart of account list. So we have done this chart of account, assign the company code to the chart of account group and return. These 4 settings we have done. Edit chart of account, the same page. I went to new entry and create the chart of account here. Okay. So that is done. Go back. Assignment is also done. Here, if you go to the position, find your company code. Now you see here, this is the assignment is done. Account group also I have created. Different account group. Our account group will show here. Put the SON1, enter. Now all this account group we have created. Okay. Go back. Define retained earning account, which is already set here. So these are the 4 things. And right now I'm not creating the GL account. So in the next class, we are going to create the GL accounts. In every groups, I am going to create some of the GL account. And time to time, when the particular topic comes, in the topic wise also will create the GL accounts. So these are the things, configuration activities. In the next class, we'll start the creation of the GL account, how to create the GL account. Then we'll do the transaction posting. That means the user level, whatever the transaction happens in the company, those transactions will do the posting and see how it works. So this is all about now. If you have any questions or doubts, you can ask me. Okay, no problem.